NIO CEO said this about Tesla and how they're going to overtake Tesla through two strategies. Have a listen.
首先，在中国超越它是没那么难度的。
He said there is no difficulty overtaking Tesla, at least here in China.
它毕竟它的车卖得那么贵，
Their cars are still relatively expensive,
然后服务响应又那么慢，
and their level of service isn't as fast.
对吧？在中国很多人都会超越它，不光是我一家。
And not just NIO themselves, many auto companies in China will surpass Tesla. He said there's no suspense to this at all.
我并不是说我们一定很快就能超越，
But he's not saying that they will overtake them immediately.
但我觉得至少从销量、从市场影响力、从用户的满意度、从各方面来讲，去比它做得好。
But from sales network to the ecosystem in general, to word of mouth and customer satisfaction, the CEO believes they can do all these factors executed much better than Tesla.
我觉得这个还是挺大的机会的。
Believes there's a very big opportunity for them to surpass Tesla. So of course he is very, very confident. And how is he going to do that? Obviously with the excellent customer service and customer satisfaction, like he said. And what he really wants people to do is actually compare Tesla with NIO more than anything else on terms of the quality of the product, the level of service, the ease of use, etc., etc. And that is why you're seeing a lot of these NIO stores, and also service centers placed right next to Tesla stores or service centers, so that customers can actually they want to buy a Tesla, they go check out the car. While they're there, they see the NIO store. Oh, that's also a pretty nice car. Let's go check it out. Then they learn more about NIO and then end up buying NIO. 90% of NIO owners know about Tesla and were planning to buy a Tesla before buying a NIO. It's a learning. There's a very steep learning curve. And NIO isn't a household name yet, unlike Tesla or all these bigger BBA brands. And the hardcore truth is all NIO owners know about Tesla, but not all Tesla buyers know about NIO. And if all the Tesla buyers know about NIO and fully understand the entire ecosystem of NIO, at least to about 70% of the understanding of the whole entire ecosystem, they are most likely going to buy a NIO. Now, I'll be honest, most people don't understand the whole entire ecosystem. There's so many quirks and niches about NIO that most people just don't understand. I'd say you guys have a 70% understanding of NIO. I probably have an 85% understanding of NIO. The NIO owner with 23 NIOs has probably a 98% understanding of NIO. Most people have like a 10% understanding of NIO. So there's a big learning curve. And if we reach the point that NIO becomes a household name and everybody knows about NIO and they do fair by fair comparison, and this is what the sales rep tell me, if you test drive a Tesla Model Y and then you test drive an ES6 or ET5T, the winner is very clear. NIO actually encourages you test drive both cars so that you know the difference. So once we get to that point, doing all these things better than Tesla, then that's when you're going to see sales absolutely explode. So the second very interesting strategy that he said was, of course, the sub-brand. Well, let's just have a listen, all right?
我们的进入大众市场的车也在准备中啊。
He said we're working hard to prepare our mass market car.
我们20多万的车
at around 200K RMB.
前段时间如果大家注意，我们和合肥市又签署了一个这个新桥那边的27的协议。
A while back, we signed an agreement to place a factory at NIO Park Phase 2.
那也就是给我们的20多万的车准备了。
And that factory itself is dedicated to the mass market brand for vehicles around 200K RMB.
那工厂如果要产的话，上来就照着50万的规模去规划。
That factory will have a base production rate of 500,000 vehicles a year.
等我们出来，你想想，换电版特斯拉，
When that car comes out, think about this. A Tesla that can swap batteries.
换电版 Model 3，
A Model 3 that can do battery swap.
换电版 Model Y， 这什么感觉？
A Model Y that can do battery swap. What's that going to feel like?
比它还便宜10%。
And it's going to be 10% cheaper.
那这是量，是主要大家排队，到时候又成为一个问题。
Think about how well that car is going to sell. Lining up to take delivery of a car becomes a whole nother problem because the lines are going to be so long.
汽车是个长跑，
The automobile race is a marathon and not a short race.
一个月的一个排名，对我们来说从来不看这些东西。
How you do in terms of monthly deliveries and monthly ranking, that is just too short-sighted. Here's something that's going to blow your mind. So Toto, he is the former head of product for the first gen ES6 and the EC6 that I'm sitting in right now. And also Yiran, which is also the former head of marketing at NIO. They did a very long sit-down talk, video discussion. And Toto, former head of ES6 product manager, he said, kill the sub-brand. That they should not even do the sub-brand. If they launch a product as, for example, the ET3 or the ES3 under the NIO main brand, that is going to get much more success. Just like how Tesla launched the Model Y and Model 3 under the same Tesla brand and didn't split that off into a sub-brand. Or how the BMW still has the X1 or X2 or the 1 Series and 2 Series, etc. And to some extent, I do agree with him. If the sub-brand was just canceled and the cars were launched under the main brand, NIO will see a lot more success. Now, here's one little secret I was told by the NIO owner with 23 NIOs. The motors for the ET5 were actually developed for the sub-brand, but then the sub-brand was never ready in time or something like that. So they used that apparently for the ET5. I talked to numerous people about why a sub-brand was necessary. Because if you launch it under the main brand, people will be expecting the same level of service. And that is just apparently not feasible and not possible because of how good the service is. And also, new houses would just absolutely be jam-packed with too many people. And also the service center, which is already quite crowded, is going to become even more crowded. So in that aspect, they will have to launch the sub-brand cars under the sub-brand and not the main brand. Even though I'm pretty sure NIO wants to launch it under the main brand. I gotta agree with the former head of product. They should just launch everything under the main brand. And then if you think that the stores are gonna be too packed, build more stores, expand the sales network even more, build more new houses if you think it's going to get more packed, and just grow the company if you think there's going to be too many customers. But the important takeaway is the car is going to be 10% cheaper than the Model 3 and the Model Y, and also be able to battery swap and rent a higher capacity battery. Enjoy the benefits of the more expensive, longer range EVs, but for the price of just a cheaper EV. That is the magic sauce right there, and it's going to sell like hotcakes. What do you think about this whole thing? Should NIO just launch the cars under their main brand, screw the sub-brand, or keep the sub-brand? As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.